Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the reaction log. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I just woke up. It's pretty early. My recital class is in 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I just wanted to crank out another video for you guys just before I do that. I'll edit it after the recital class because I also want to practice for it. I'm telling you a bunch of stuff you don't care about right now. I have been perusing YouTube looking for stuff to react to, and I don't know. I don't really want to listen to somebody talk right now. I'm feeling a little antisocial, so I kind of just want to talk about something that I've thought about for a long time. By the way, I'm a classical guitarist here on YouTube, also a grad student here on YouTube. I'll be starting my second year of grad school tomorrow, so that sucks, right? Be sure to leave your condolences in the comments, I guess. Though this semester's gonna be a lot better than the last couple, I think, because it's just gonna be guitar lessons and guitar history classes. I'm excited for it. It also costs a lot less. You guys don't care about this. I've lived a life, like, not a long life. I'm 28 years old now, but I've gone through phases of my life. I went to undergrad. I sort of went from being a bedroom electric shredder guitarist with no real life trajectory or purpose whatsoever, and I studied classical guitar, which I'd like to say gave me trajectory and purpose, but I mean, I don't know, like, it's just a thing to study. I like studying classical guitar because it's very obvious where the next places to go. It's nice having standards to follow just to like compare yourself to. Like, of course, music is about a lot of things. It's about expression and stuff, which there's no comparison to be had except for to your own self and how well you're able to express yourself, I guess. But you're not always inspired to do that. Sometimes you just want to study a thing that like is established and makes sense, and then when you do get inspired, you can use that to help you and whatever, right? And then from graduating, I pretty much immediately started a teaching business, I guess, where I gathered a kind of absurd amount of students, and it was at most at 86, and I don't think I've ever heard anybody teach 86 students in 1 week before. It's pretty absurd. It was during the height of COVID, so to be fair, like, I don't think anybody was going anywhere for guitar lessons, so I just had this little online business, and I worked my booty off for like 2 or 3 years doing that. I would teach Monday through Saturday, 12-hour days, like, just insane. I would give myself like a 2-hour lunch break because I needed 2 hours for this lunch break, because the only joy I had during the day after teaching for 4 hours straight was gorging myself on junk food, and I needed that extra hour afterwards to like feel okay again, or else I would just be like sick and falling asleep. And then I would teach like all the way until 9 p.m. most days. That was Monday through Saturday. And I remember there were some days, like on a Tuesday, where I just taught Monday, I just taught Tuesdays, Tuesday night now, and I'm just in my bed looking at my schedule, and I just start like sobbing, because it's just like, I can't, because I make the mistake of thinking about, I have to do this week, and then it's going to be next week, and the schedule never ends, and if I ever stop it, I stop making money. But that being said, I did it, because sometimes you just have to do things like that. And I owe a lot of what I have to teaching, because it set me up very well, because I saved and invested the majority of that money, and that's how you've seen this lifestyle that I've been living, where I like buy a bunch of expensive guitars, buy computers for editing, buy grad school out of pocket. That's how I'm able to do that. So any advice I have to recent grads, teach your heart out. Teach as much as you possibly can. Pay as little as you can for rent. Have roommates, doesn't matter. Just save as much as you can. Sort of besides the point. I'm giving you kind of like a life story right now. Oh, and I guess I'll finish it. And then after that, when I was 25 or 26 or so, I decided to just start filming my practice, because I was an American kid, and maybe in other countries the kids look up to astronauts and engineers and inventors and stuff, but here in America, kids look up to YouTubers. And I don't know, I just kind of always wanted to make a YouTube channel because it seemed fun. And I just had this sort of maybe based in nothing feeling that I could be funny on camera. So I just kind of started trying. And like all things, you get better at it the more you do it. So I did that, and then that's pretty much taken over my life. And I don't teach anything anymore except for my one recital class a week. And I have one student who I think we missed our lesson this Friday. I don't think either of us even emailed each other about it. That being said, teaching is a smaller part of my life now, and I like that for the later half of my 20s. I very much enjoy that. It's not nearly as creatively fulfilling as making YouTube videos, and the fact that I get paid to do this, and then it also allows me to have way more time to do other projects. Like the last 6 weeks, I've been working full-time on a whole other project that is done now. I finished it, and you guys will see it eventually. I'm gonna sit on it for a little bit, but it's done, and there's no way I could have done that and still practice classical guitar if I was teaching those long hours like I was. So my job now just allows me to be extremely creative, and even the job itself, I just make a video about whatever I want. And today, we're gonna be talking about the Loog guitar. What's the deal with the Loog guitar? Why is there a child in this sore hands video? Well, when I first started teaching, my very first student showed up with one of these guitars. Now, I'm not a Loog certified guitar teacher. I'm a guitar teacher. I play the 6-string guitar. And I kind of expect my students to be playing the same instrument as me. And the parents of these students, they were non-musicians, by the way, and they were extremely adamant that learning on a 3-string guitar was the correct way to teach your kid how to play guitar. Why is that? I don't know. Maybe it's the ukulele effect. It has less strings, therefore it's easier. I don't agree with that at all. Violin has less strings than guitar. Good luck getting a kid to play violin. Apples and oranges, I know, but you get my point. It doesn't really matter, and also on a guitar, you can choose to just play 3 strings of it. And the kid's not going to be hurt by learning how to play and omit certain strings. That's kind of part of learning the guitar. That was something I noticed a lot as parents. A lot of times, parents just feel like they already know better than you, and they're literally hiring you for your expertise in your subject, but they're also just like, well, do it this way though. This is the right way. So I've never really thoroughly researched the Loog guitar, so let's just jump into it and see what it's all about, and I guarantee you I'm gonna hate it. Kids guitars, let's just start with that, I guess. Let's look at some, God, look at these things. These are made for kids, and they're like $120 to $190 for what is essentially a toy instrument, and $250 for like a quarter of a piano too. Since the Loog guitar is missing strings, I'm surprised the Loog piano isn't missing keys, like it's no black keys or something. It's just a piano. It's just a designer toy piano. Something that I will be doing when or if I have kids, if my body isn't damaged beyond repair, to be able to reproduce or not. Dude, the cat piano right there. Look at that. Get it used for 35 bucks on eBay. I bet you can get it for less. You can get it for $40 new at Barnes & Noble. That's a piano right there. Now, the only thing with this, I'm pretty sure you can only play 2 or maybe 3 notes at a time, but honestly, it's fine. It doesn't matter. Just get 2 of them if you want to play more notes. Meowsic keyboard. You can spend $250 on a keyboard that I assume has no MIDI functionality. The cat piano doesn't either, but it's $40. Built-in battery and speakers. Velocity sensitive keys. That's actually kind of nice. MIDI over Bluetooth and USB-C. Oh. Ooh, okay, never mind. How much is a MIDI controller? Because it looks a lot like a MIDI controller. All right, I would definitely get one of these for $100 instead of that for $250. And your kid's not going to know the difference. It might be a little smaller. Get one of these. That looks about the right size. But with the design and stuff, it just looks like some rich, freaking trendy toys for rich parents. Oh, don't worry, you can finance it. Perfect. Musician grade piano sound, whatever that means. Musician grade. Sounds like a Steinway, guys. It's awesome. And a dedicated learning app, because there's nothing like trusting the rich and long pedagogical history of the piano and more broadly the clavier with the Loog company, because I'm sure they know best, right? They hired the best Berkeley graduates to design a piano learning app. I'm sure they did an amazing job at that. I wouldn't trust this company as far as I could throw them with teaching a kid how to play piano. I don't even know anything about them, and I'm saying that. It's got the inputs. I bet you that's more than the guitar is going to offer. Are these guitars purely acoustic? Oh wait, actually, oh man, Loog Mini Electric. God, how do you think this thing is going to sound? The high 3 strings of an electric guitar only.
It plays pretty well to this day.
You want to turn the treble down on this thing. You just got all these fancy electronics. You're spending almost $200 for a fake guitar. This is literally the price of a crappy Ibanez or a Squire or something. I just don't understand what the point is. Or what's their teaching? What's their philosophy? That's what I'd like to know. The Loog ukulele. It actually has more strings than their guitar. Ironically. Loog mini guitar strings, $19? Dude, just slap some Ernie Ball on there. Oh my god. Guitar strings are like $5. Dude, oh yeah, they're optimized for the Loog mini. Shut up. It's not a guitar then. Like, what even is this thing? It's such a money hole. Oh my god. Oh, our story. Here we go. Now, let's look at why we made this. Why we made this. Fact, learning to play a musical instrument makes your kids smarter. Why don't you teach them how to play a musical instrument then? Not some fake guitar. It makes kids smarter, nicer, and happier. Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me. We at Loog strive to make it fun and stimulating for children to learn music so they can develop the cognitive and social skills that will help them live a better life. Generally agree. I don't agree with how they're going about it, though. We offer what we and others think is the best guitar for children. Why is it the best guitar for children? But it is true that there are many other options, some of them costing much less than a Loog. So why Loog? Dude, they're freaking laying it all out for us, aren't they? Most guitar for kids are simply cheap, scaled-down replicas of a standard guitar. And because they have 6 strings anyway, the neck is too wide for a child to play comfortably, let alone easily. I kind of disagree with that. I feel like the guitar is going to be uncomfortable no matter what. If you want to talk about a comfortable instrument, I would say piano is probably your best bet. Your hands will naturally fall down to it. Like, you have to learn to deal with this idea here of twisting your wrists. And I don't care how old you are, it's going to be a little uncomfortable at first. And I'm sorry, they're saying like a half-size guitar is just a scaled down guitar. So what? What's wrong with that? I've taught as young as like 6-year-olds how to play guitar on half-size acoustic guitars. And yeah, their hands are small, but they're still able to play it. Now, whenever that would happen, that usually it wouldn't be a 6-year-old, but like a 9-year-old might show up with a full-sized acoustic. It is a little bit ridiculous. And then I recommend they just buy a half-size, and then it works out a lot better. I don't know. I never noticed any, like, their hands are too small. Like, the guitar neck is that big. How small do you think your hands are? It's that freaking big. Here's a classical guitar with a particularly wide neck. It's that big. That's like a baby's hand. Like, what do you mean? I don't agree. Oh, maybe the question is, well, they can't wrap their hand around the neck. Well, they shouldn't be wrapping their hand around the neck. They should just have their hand like this, and their thumb goes behind the fretboard, and then they pinch down. You just pinch the neck. Pinch the strings down. You don't need to be Andre the Giant to do that. You just pinch. You do that. Okay, so we're getting a lot of, like, why music is good for kids, which, like, sure, there are studies, I think, that say that. Probably anything is good for a kid. You just want to, like, have them learn stuff so they're not stupid. So they don't have to rely on being a clown on the internet for money as they grow up. Most guitars for kids are cheap, scaled down replicas. Yeah, emphasis on cheap. They're not going to cost this much. How is this not just a scaled down guitar? Is it optimized for the size to like sound the best? I don't think so. I don't think anybody cares how a Loog actually sounds. So what I want to figure out is why 3 strings and why the top 3 strings in particular. I can make some assumptions of why they did that. I'd love to hear like what they actually have to say. It started as a master's thesis apparently. Okay. The fact that the Loog guitar was conceived, dude, why don't you focus on practicing instead of thinking about this stuff? The fact that the Loog was conceived in a university actually explains a lot about the company's culture. Our main goal is not to make the most profit, but to offer a product that is unique and well designed. Yeah, it's not the university's main goal either. We don't want to make money. No! It's not about the money. That's why our guitars are like $300 for a fake guitar. You're making designer kids' toys. It is about the money. The majority of families that are buying these are going to be upper middle class, and they're going to have this because it looks aesthetic in their house and their kids like toy box. It looks good. That's like the best part about it. It has a very clear and intentioned design that looks very trendy and fashionable, and that's why it cost it used to cost $350, but now it's only $299 for a fake guitar with like $10 worth of electronics on it. The original Loog guitar launched via Kickstarter, raising $65,000. Hey, that might have covered your master's degree right there. They ran another Kickstarter and got $500,000. Dude, they should be giving these things away with that kind of money. Loog is driven by a passion for music and sustainable design. We source our wood. Okay, I don't care. Not relevant. Why the 3 strings? I don't get it. I don't think they're going to explain why. FAQs. Can I play any song on just 3-string guitars? Yeah, it's going to sound lame though. It's going to sound like stupid. If I learn to play a Loog guitar, can I then use those learnings to play a regular 6-string guitar? Yes, but it's going to be a little unfortunate because you're going to move on to the guitar and it's going to feel like the instrument you haven't been playing. But yes, you can. It just seems like a really unnecessary hurdle that you now have to go through. You have to graduate your guitar to a more advanced, scarier guitar. Is the Lug guitar only for kids? Absolutely not. No, dude. Don't get a Lug. There's no explanation on why it's the high 3 strings. The high 3 strings are definitely the most elusive, I think, to new guitarists. It's mainly about triads on the high 3 strings, and then with the G, B, major third interval, and then the perfect fourth with these like different intervals, it becomes a little confusing on like how to navigate the patterns that appear on the fretboard. On the bottom 3 strings, it's a little bit easier because it's always consistent. Major seconds look like major seconds, and all the other intervals, they all look the same starting from those strings. Now, I guess the main selling point of this guitar is that the neck is actually smaller, and therefore a student can wrap their hands around it, which I'd actually like to see. I want to see a kid and how they actually... Oh, that technique actually looks pretty good. I was going to say, if their like thumb is over and their hand is wrapped around, that's going to limit their hand mobility anyways. Because like I feel like a lot of people imagine playing guitar like this, and if you do play like this, then yeah, all of a sudden my hands aren't even big enough to barely stretch like 4 frets. But that's not how you play, and I'm sorry I'm playing a steel string right now. It's the only one that's not in a case. That's not how you play guitar though. So for the first string, doing this pinching idea, look at how much room I have. And so I would actually start students on the 6th string. So you're not trying to reach your fingers up to the 6th string like this because your thumb is wrapped over, but because you're doing this pinching idea, your hand, I don't care how small your hands are, unless you're an infant, your fingers can reach up like that. And then you just practice the pinching. And then as we learn the different strings, your hand should kind of just look the same. Something that I saw a lot was this. As you get to the high string, your thumb is already resting in this area here. You just kind of twist your hand like this. And I feel like a smaller neck would encourage, because you don't need to have as much mobility as you do on this big guitar, it would encourage you just kind of resting here. Because you can always hit your triads like that. I feel like this guitar would encourage lesser technique. Now, this kid right here, stellar hand. Looks great. I don't see why he couldn't just do this on a 6-string guitar, though. There'd be more wood up here. Sure, but that has nothing to do with what he's playing down there anyways. So he could be practicing this minor triad that he's working on here, as well as maybe also learning how to play scales on the lower strings. I just don't see why we're removing them. The argument, oh, he probably couldn't play this triad on the lower strings, but who cares? When are you playing low triads anyways? The important thing to learn are triads on the high 3 strings, and then learn how like scales work and stuff on the lower stuff. And that's really a lot of guitar playing, I think. With Lug, kids get to play songs from the very beginning, feeling rewarded and encouraged to keep on playing and learning. Hey, speaking of playing stuff from the very beginning, the song that you hear in my intro, Soar Opus 60, hey, look at that, only the first 3 strings. And this was to be taught on a regular guitar, with all the strings intact. You have to learn technique to play it properly. I don't see what making the neck smaller teaches you with that, other than just confusing you later on, because now you have to switch to like an advanced guitar. Yeah, there's more than just the 3 strings, but you deal with that as it comes. The majority of the song is on 3 strings. Like, you probably wouldn't start a kid with playing this, but you teach them first how to read music and recognize the treble clef, and then how to play each note in the open position on the guitar. I think what honestly encourages a kid a lot is to be able to just do things with relative ease. So if you can show them something like really simple that they can then practice easily, that's a pretty good way to do it. More than just a guitar. Less than just a guitar, actually. Oh, would you look at that? Stevie T is sponsored by Lug. Get your own Lug guitar at wherever. Lug never reach out to me about this. The Rolling Stones start me up on electric guitar. Ooh. Yeah, that sounds great. That's so fun to play for a kid. That looks awesome. Why are you, like, playing it over the audio? What is this? The Lug Thunderstruck. I'm sorry, you have the string to play Thunderstruck, so why are you playing it on the first string? That's so weird. Man, that headstock is crazy, too. It looks like a paddle. If your kids aren't practicing enough, you can smack them with the headstock. Get them to practice more. E minor, A basic chord progression. Learn it in 3 minutes.
My name's
Hi.
Emma, and I'm going to be your teacher. Let's rock.
Yeah.
I'm going to teach you how to play a really simple strum pattern with just 2 chords. Now, when we play a group of chords, we call that a chord progression, and we have to play it in some kind of order to make it sound musical.
Okay, I like this so far. We want to sound musical, ideally. I feel like that's honestly left out of a lot of, like, early guitar teaching. That sometimes when we're first learning an instrument, it just kind of feels like the instrument itself. But the instrument's not music. You have to make music with the instrument.
Let's just try this on an E minor chord first. Remember, that's all 3 of your strings open.
Oh, we got that. That's
We're
easy.
just going to go down right on the beat. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're just going to strum every time I count a number like this. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I would personally rather start in 3/4 because then I can put Christianity into my teaching lessons. Like this one represents the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. Father, Son, Holy Ghost. You have to do that. 4 is fine too. I just don't really see like spiritually what that's giving the kid or
1,
whatever.
4. Now try to keep it nice and even. 3, 4.
Keep it even, keep out sin.
Go to your A major chord. That's going to be these 2 fingers.
A major chord? Which one though? E minor to A major. Strange chord progression choice, I gotta say.
Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to put it all together. Every time I count to 4, that's called 1 measure.
Dude, this is way too much.
1, 2, 3, 4, and A. 2, 3.
That's cool and all. Like, I remember being a kid. This would have been incredibly lame to me growing up. I think that's maybe what I miss about the low strings. I want to play Seven Nation Army. Like, I want to play riffs. Like, when I'm learning how to play guitar, and particularly, like, rock or popular guitar, what makes guitar so alluring is the riffs. And a lot of the riffs are primarily scale passages and stuff done on the low strings. Teaching a kid triads and stuff, like, yes, if they can learn that and they are like excited to learn that, then fine. That's going to give them a big head start in guitar playing. But what we're learning right now isn't really that fun, you know? Like even the equivalent of this, because it's super easy, right? Like maybe just one finger. And there's a couple things with that as a kid. It's deep down, it's low. You can start like thrashing it if you want. It sounds kind of awesome. You're never going to make this guitar sound awesome. Starting with the stuff, this is like making kids eat their vegetables. Yeah, learn triad shapes on the high 3 strings of the guitar, but like, man, it's not fun. It's not fun at all. I don't want to learn how to accompany a band with one song part. I want to play the identifying riff of a song on my guitar, and I want it to sound really cool. Like, this could be cool in a band setting as one of 5 parts, sure, but like, this ain't it. I am a lifelong guitarist and music lover, and this would not have me excited as a kid. And then once we start getting into the Loog Pro, we're missing the entire point of the Loog now. Like this guy, I see him like shredding some blues crap. He didn't learn how to play this because of Loog. He played guitar and now he's demoing a Loog. Yeah, you can play all that stuff now. You couldn't do that before. What's the point of this? Because now it's just a 6-string guitar. Are you selling modified guitars, or are you selling your superior teaching platform? Hey, welcome to Hating Sunday. I'm hating on people who have spent their life trying to make kids' lives more musical. Isn't that wonderful of me? Aren't I the worst? Hey, that being said, I think we can go ahead and wrap this one up here. I am sorry if I've been like overly negative in this one. I've had these grievances about Luke for a while, and they're not really based in much, honestly. Like, it's just kind of me being resistant to anything new, which you guys know. I feel like you guys come here for that. Of course, if you have any disagreements or agreements, I definitely welcome commenting agreements. You guys agree with me. But if you disagree, do comment that as well, and I won't block you. I think my main grievance is when parents would come in just thinking that they knew better, or they just have these preconceived notions already, and it's just like, well, like, what? Why are you hiring me? Why don't you teach your kid then if you know everything? Like, I remember this one parent, they specifically reached out to me asking about a guitar to buy, and they were saying their kid is left-handed, and I told them it doesn't matter that your kid is left-handed. Get a right-handed guitar. There's way more of them. They'll have way more options. Guitar is one of the few instruments that has left-handed variations. You don't know how to play guitar yet. So left or right-handed doesn't matter. In fact, if you're left-handed, I feel like this part of the guitar, you might be more coordinated for that, because it's like all fingers. Like, this is just that, or like that. Your hand doesn't move much, you know? And guess what? They still show up with a left-handed guitar. And I was just like, seriously? Like, why? And they'll try to give you all these explanations, like, oh, well, I read this and that. And it's just like, just say that you just wanted to defy me. It's fine. If you just think it's cool to play left-handed guitar, that's a better reason than, like, thinking that there's some actual, like, backed reason on why this is a better choice for you. I know more than you about this thing, and you just want to defy me, and I can deal with that honesty. You know, I can deal with, oh, you just don't want to do it the right way. Well, fine, fair enough. I don't want to do things the right way either. But don't give me some crap about how it's better, because it's not. That being said, if you have proof that left-handed guitars are better for left-handed people, post in the comments, I guess, but I think you're wrong. I'm going to wrap this up and start preparing for my recital class. So, of course, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. Hey, guess what? I have a recital class. Link in the description. Head on down over to Rutin's Delight for some merch. I'll be dropping a Kickstarter for that. I expect a $500,000 cash injection from all of you. I know you can afford it. Split the money amongst all of you. You can do it. And I'll see you in the next one.